Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, most of you know I've lost over 100 pounds. So today we're gonna make lunch together. I'm actually making pizza. I'm gonna also make a nice Caesar salad. It's gonna be a high protein dressing, much lighter. So a Caesar dressing is usually loaded with calories, loaded with fat, which ultimately I love healthy fats. But when you are trying to see that scale move, you are trying to see results, then you wanna be mindful with what you're putting into your body. Dressings, drinks, those are two things that a lot of times we don't realize how many calories we're consuming. So when you read the bottle, whether it's a dressing or whether it's a coffee creamer, it says the number looks small because it'll say like 40 calories or it'll say like 100 calories, but they're actually only talking about a single tablespoon. And nobody here is putting a tablespoon of dressing in a big old salad. So I'm gonna show you how you can drench it in dressing. It's gonna be nice and creamy, and it's gonna be low calorie, high protein, and super delicious, okay? Now for our pizza, which is what we're actually gonna get started with, we're doing a 1-ingredient pizza crust. Yes, I said that, 1 ingredient. Okay, and I've actually made it a few times and it works like a charm. So today I'm gonna be making a supreme version. I've made a pepperoni version. The pepperoni turns out absolutely delicious. I usually load it up with the pepperoni just for a little extra protein. But in this case, I'm also adding the veggies. So I already have them prepped here. We have the bell peppers, some jalapenos for a little kick. Then we have our mushrooms. So if you don't like mushrooms, I feel like mushrooms, you either love it or you hate it. Like there's not really like an in-between with mushrooms. I absolutely love them. So I'm gonna throw in the mushrooms and then of course the pepperoni. And I'm using a turkey pepperoni, which just makes it a little lighter. So for the cheese that we're gonna use on our pizza, this is the pizzeria style blend. This is just from my local store. You could literally use any brand and you can use any style of cheese as long as it's like a mozzarella. What else can work? I think even a cheddar works, but I feel like mozzarella is really the way to go for like a pizza crust. You're gonna get the nice crispy edges. It's gonna turn nice and golden brown and really look like pizza, okay? And I know you're probably like, well, Myra, it's just cheese and like toppings. No, trust me. When it all comes together, it looks like pizza, it gives the texture of pizza, and it definitely tastes like pizza. So we're gonna make I feel like this is gonna be kind of like a medium-sized pizza. And of course, if you wanna go bigger, you can. I'm using parchment just so that the cleanup is a lot easier because you know cheese will crust and like get kind of, just stuck on your pan. And then it's a whole cleanup situation. So parchment makes my life so much easier. Okay, so I'm just kind of shaping it so that it looks like a pizza. Boom, here you go. Very, very easy. Then we're gonna go in with our pepperoni. What I love about this particular recipe is that you don't have to first cook the cheese or like the crust. You don't have to first cook the crust, then bring it out, then add the sauce and add your toppings. Like in this case, literally just toss it in all together and you're going to see how it's gonna turn. Like the edges turn out perfect. The inside is still kind of like, it's still cheesy, but not like where it's falling apart. Like this turns out to be that pizza, okay? So we have a bunch of pepperoni. I know that's a lot, but I like it that way. Then we're gonna do some bell peppers. See? Beautiful. It's gonna look like a really pretty pizza. If you have olives, add onion. What else goes into a supreme pizza? I mean, literally, you could even make this like think of a meat lover's pizza. Add in sausage, some ground beef, you have your pepperoni, then add in any type of veggies that you might like on top, and you have yourself a bomb high protein pizza as well. So I'm just showing you how you could literally add pretty much anything you want to your pizza and it turns out, okay? So we have that, and then we cannot forget a little spice on top. But do you see how quick that was? Literally just pulled the cheese straight out of the bag, threw in my veggies. Now we have our pizza pretty much ready to go into the oven. So my oven is preheated. I have it at 400 degrees. I'm probably gonna put this in there for about 15 minutes. We'll check it at the 15-minute mark, see where we're at. Obviously, nothing is raw, so it really is just to get to your like texture of choice. I like the crispy edges. I like it to be nice and golden brown. Even here on top, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna toss a tiny little bit of cheese on top, just a little, because I like it to get the little, you know, just on top, have the, like when the cheese kind of melts over the toppings. So we're actually making lunch together. This is what I'm having for lunch. And right now we're gonna make our dressing together. The dressing is one of the things that you can take away from here and make it on repeat over and over and over. You don't have to feel guilty about putting a bunch of dressing on your salads, because I don't know if you know this, but a lot of times if you add regular ranch to your salad, it is so heavily loaded on calories and fats that you're almost better off just getting a fry, like a burger and fries. And a lot of times you're just kind of like making the sacrifice of not getting some foods that you really want to eat to get a salad, thinking a salad is healthier. And the truth is that sometimes salads are even higher in calorie than a burger and fries. So I know it's crazy, but it's the truth. So with this dressing, you're gonna be able to like literally load it up. It's gonna be nice and creamy, and it's gonna be just, it's a very light version and super high in protein. So it's like you're getting all the nutrients, the flavor, everything without like all the bad stuff. So here you have it. We have, oh, this thing is heavy. We have our supreme pizza, okay? And it is going in. So this is gonna go in, again, we'll check it at about the 15-minute mark. Boom. And right now we're gonna make our dressing. I'm also gonna make a lemonade. I'm probably gonna make a pitcher because I'm gonna share that. I'm using the one from Element. You already know I love me some Element, but this is the lemonade with iced tea. And guess what they did? Now we have caffeine, so it has 50 milligrams of caffeine. I absolutely love it. It still has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. So you get all the electrolytes that your body needs, and it's great for hormonal regulation for both men and women. A lot of times I feel like when we talk about hormones, like people think it just pertains to women, but this is for both. So you have a hubby, be like, here you go, put it in your water bottle. I like to make it like more in a pitcher or just like a big jug because it's what I'll drink throughout the day, and then I know I'm getting everything that I need. And right now Element is doing a free sample pack. So you actually get their 4 most popular flavors. You get 2 of each flavor. So I'll leave the link in the description below, or you can type in DRINKLMNT.com and then /low carb love, and either one of those will get you the free sample pack with any purchase. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this together, and then I'm gonna bring out my all my ingredients that I already have out actually. So I have everything out for the dressing, and I'll kind of just walk you through it so that you can make it with me, or when you're at home you can just go ahead and throw this together, make a big batch, save it for the week. I'm telling you, it is gonna come in clutch. Woo! Okay, our pizza is done. Look at that. It looks so good. Look at how it looks. Look at the crust. I need you to see that. This is what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. You got that nice golden brown color. There we go. See, so parchment just makes life easier. I feel like I'm able to take the pizza off. It's like super, like the cleaning, it's just very easy. Obviously, I'm still gonna wash this, but it just doesn't have any crusties all over. So, perfect, okay? So here is our pizza. Now, everything came out really quickly, so I'm gonna quickly whip up our dressing, cut up our lettuce, and then we're gonna toss that together. All right, so now for our dressing. Now, here's the thing. If you wanna do a high protein dressing like this, you either wanna use Greek yogurt, any brand, Greek yogurt, or you can also use cottage cheese. All you have to do is blend it. So this one's gonna give you a little bit more tart. The cottage cheese is gonna be just like, it's gonna taste just like cream. They both work. This is just easier because you don't have to blend it, so that's why we're gonna roll with it. So we have some yogurt, and I'll leave the recipe down below. Always remember that I have ingredients, I have things that I use here, bowls, stuff like that. It's always linked in the description below for you. I have my meal plan linked in there. It's my ultra low carb meal plan. So if you are on a weight loss journey and the scale's not moving, or you're just getting started, you feel stuck, make sure you grab that, because I walk you step by step from breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts, drinks, sauces, all of that stuff is in there. So make sure you grab that if you are either having those issues, or you can share it with friends and family that are getting started, because that can be super, super helpful for them, okay? So remember, that is linked in the description below. Okay, so for our Caesar dressing, we have our yogurt or cottage cheese, depending on which one you're using. We have a little Dijon. We have a little bit of some Dijon mustard. We are gonna go in with some mayo. So now the difference here is that a traditional Caesar salad is gonna be very, very calorie dense, because you would be using all mayo. We are not doing that, but we are adding a little bit of mayo. Why? Because the texture, it adds to the texture. It's more of like a mouthfeel versus so much flavor. So the mouthfeel will of the mayo is what we're looking for. Okay, so we have that. Now we have a little bit of garlic. If you have fresh garlic, use that. I have this little minced garlic. We're gonna roll with some minced garlic. Now I don't think we need oil. Just gonna do a little dash, just little. We don't really need it, but I like when it just gives like that creaminess in my mouth. So we'll do that. A little bit of honey, just a little drizzle. You don't need too much. You could also use a sweetener of choice. You can use a stevia, monk fruit, allulose, whatever you have. I'm gonna use a little bit of lime. Okay, then we're also gonna do some salt and pepper and some parm. So this is just some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And that is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a mix. Okay, now one thing that you can also add a tiny bit is some Worcestershire sauce. It's either that or the lemon. So if you don't have lemon, you can use Worcestershire. It does work. You already know a true Caesar is gonna have anchovy paste in it, or anchovies, but a lot of people hate it. So I'm making it without it. If you have it, add it. It definitely adds to the taste. I just don't have it, so that's why I'm not adding it today. But this is how you can make a traditional Caesar salad, of course much higher in protein, but without the anchovies. You can add water, you can add almond milk, whatever you have on hand, just to thin it out a bit, because this is very, very thick. But this is it. This is how easy it is to make a homemade Caesar. It tastes delicious. It's super nutritious. You can add as much as you want of this onto your salad, because hello, it's all good for you ingredients. So you do not have to feel guilty about eating this Caesar dressing. And that is it. Let me grab my lettuce. I just like using some romaine. I typically don't use croutons in my Caesar, only because of the gluten. If you do, then add your croutons to it. You can add some chicken just to add additional protein. You can omit the chicken, whatever you know, that is personal preference. This is what I'm having for lunch. I'm gonna show you the full spread right now. Let me just grab my lettuce. I'm gonna go ahead, toss my dressing in there, and then you're gonna see this all come together. But this is a perfect lunch for me. It has a good amount of protein. The protein is what I try to focus on the most, and then it still has my healthy fats, and it's just something that I completely enjoy. I love pizza and I love salad, so this is like just a very, for me, perfect lunch. But do you see how much dressing I could actually add? Usually it's like I have to be pretty careful about it, you know what I mean? Because I know that it is it's just very calorie dense. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead. This is a big salad, and obviously it's not just for me. So we're just gonna go all in. I'm gonna top it with a little bit of pepper. You can also top it with a little bit of parm, just, you know, just for funsies. Let's taste it to be sure. Oh yeah. Add some chicken to this. Even if you're not a pizza fan, make this dressing. You can use it for wraps. You can use it for your salads. Use it as a dipper. You can dip like your veggies, your peppers, stuff like that, just like as a little snack. Because remember, it is very, very high in protein. So just in case, you know, I use Greek yogurt for everything, but just in case you did not know, 3/4 of a cup has 18 grams of protein. 18 grams of protein, 90 calories. That's amazing. Amazing. Like, and that's what we made this dressing with. So just think about how much protein is actually in it, you know? I'm gonna save this. I'll probably make my salad in there just to get the rest of the dressing. But we have our salad. I'm probably gonna add some chicken onto my salad, And then we have the pizza going on. This is literally what I'm gonna have for lunch right now. I have the team, we're all gonna sit down and eat, but this is something that you don't have to feel guilty about. I know a lot of people love pizza, and once they go on a diet or once they're really, really trying to watch their food and what they're eating, they feel like they cannot have some of these foods anymore. So I'm here to tell you that you can have pizza and salad together, high protein, very low carb, stay on track, and see the results you want on the scale. Okay, so I'm gonna leave everything linked on the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Make sure that you share. Guys, please share my videos, share my recipes with your friends and family, whether they're on a weight loss journey, maybe even just trying to live a healthier lifestyle. Things like this could be super, super helpful. But thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.